He said, then everybody's just going to say, wow, David, man, I wasn't expecting that.
Everybody, todo el mundo va a decir, ah, María, David es tremendo guerrero.
But when he went out there with a slingshot and 5 smooth stones,
Pero cuando él salió allá afuera con una vaina y 5 piedritas,
and Goliath even tried to intimidate him,
y iba el gigante Goliat trató de intimidarlo.
he said, are you kidding me?
¿Estás loco?
You loco kid?
Yeah. You crazy kid?
Yeah. Who do you think I am?
¿Quién tú te crees que soy yo?
That you would come and send a little boy to come out here, El Niño, to fight against me.
Me vas a mandar a boy a pelear conmigo.
He said, I'm a mighty man of war.
Yo soy un hombre grande de guerra.
And you send me a little niño?
Tú me mandas un boy.
David said, no, you're not fighting me.
David dijo, tú me estás peleando a mí. Tú me estás peleando a mí.
I'm just out here as God's representative.
Yo simplemente estoy aquí representando a Dios.
He said, I'm getting ready to represent God to
Yo
you.
voy a estar representando a Dios.
Apparently you forgot who God is. Apparently you forgot what God did to Pharaoh. Apparently you forgot the Red Sea. Apparently you forgot the walls of Jericho. So since you forgot, I'm here to represent God. You think that the church is at a disadvantage in 2015?
Usted se cree que la iglesia está en un desventaja en el 2015.
You listen to some of the old timers talking, they'll say, boy, it's really going down the tubes.
Usted escucha a uno de los viejos que de la iglesia que dice, estamos yendo por el tubo.
Yeah. We're just flushing it down the toilet.
Estamos yendo por el toile para abajo.
But I'm going to tell you something right now. There's a church in Virginia Beach that's not going to put on the expectation of the world. Well, if you're going to have a mighty revival, you're going to have to do it in ways that we like. No. We're going to do it in ways that God likes. Because we're here to represent God. Apparently you've forgotten who He is. Time would prevent me today to preach about the Lord rebuking Ahaz.
El tiempo me va a prohibir predicar el Señor reprendiendo a Ahaz.
The assistance, seeking the assistance of the heathen king to help them in war.
El asistente del rey.
Or the words of the prophet Elisha to his servant in the mountain.
Las palabras del profeta Elías.
Lord, open his eyes that he may see.
Le dice al Señor, Señor, abre los ojos que él vea.
And why he could see an Assyrian army surrounding the bottom of the mountain.
Tras que él veía un ejército de sirios.
But when he opened up his eyes, he saw an angelic army in the sky.
Pero cuando él abrió los ojos, él vio un ejército celestial sobre ellos.
We're called to be mediators between an unseen and a seen world.
Estamos llamados a ser mediadores de lo que no se ve a lo que se ve.
Yes, sir. Or to preach to you about the many kings of Israel.
Para predicarles sobre uno de los reyes de Israel.
That plunged the nation into judgment because of their fear of invasion.
Que llevó a su nación a miedo por invasión.
So they made alliances with the heathen kings.
O sea, ellos hicieron alianza con los reyes que no tenían que hacer alianza.
And ended up worshiping their gods.
Y estuvieron adorando a dioses que no tenían que adorar.
So that they could prove that they were on the same page.
Para que ellos proveer que creían en el mismo Dios.
The servant of the prophet forgot that there was a God that had an army too.
El sirviente del profeta se olvidó que Dios tenía un ejército.
Israel and Judah often forgot that God had brought them into covenant and God had promised to protect them.
Israel se olvidó que Judá y Jerusalén tenían un convenio con Dios para protegerlo.
That's why God said, I'll have mercy on the house of Judah.
Por eso es que Dios dice que él iba a tener misericordia bajo la casa de Judá.
And will save them by the Lord their God.
Y le iba a salvar por el Señor su Dios.
He said, and I will not save them by the bow,
Y le dijo que no le iba a salvar con
nor by the sword,
tampoco por la espada,
nor by battle,
tampoco por la guerra,
nor horses or horsemen.
tampoco caballos o caballos.
God said, I'm not going to save them by any conventional weapon.
No los voy a salvar a ellos por ninguna guerra controversial.
Why? Because these things are wrong?
¿Por qué? Porque estas cosas son malas.
Is it wrong to have graphics and planning meetings?
Es malo tener gráficas y tener meeting.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
No hay nada malo en eso.
The problem is when we think that that's going to produce the results that are needed to fulfill the prophecy.
El problema es que cuando usted se cree que esa pisada y ese meeting van a proveer lo que Dios quiere hacer,
God is not bound by earthly vessels.
Dios no está amarrado por cosas así.
All right.
God could defeat Goliath by a young boy.
Si Dios ganó la batalla de Goliat con David,
Or a little girl.
o con una niña.
You may say today, is this just the Old Testament? It's just the Old Testament.
Esto es el Viejo Testamento. Te puede decir, esto es el Viejo Testamento.
But don't ever forget that after 3.5 years of earthly ministry,
Pero no se olvide que después de 3 años y medio de ministerio,
Jesus looked at the disciples and said, I have a whole lot of stuff to tell you still.
el Señor le dijo a los discípulos, yo tengo muchas cosas para decirles,
He said, but you can't bear them now.
pero usted no las puede tomar ahora.
Something transformational is going to happen to you.
Hay unas cosas que tienen que transformarse en su vida.
He said that when my spirit comes inside you,
Pero cuando mi espíritu esté dentro de ustedes,
he said, I'm going to become your translator.
yo voy a ser tu traductor.
All right.
He said, there's things I want to communicate to you that you can't hear them right now.
Hay unas cosas que yo quiero comunicarte, pero ustedes no las pueden escuchar ahora.
Because you don't know the language of the Spirit.
Porque usted no entiende el lenguaje del espíritu.
But when I come to live inside you,
Pero cuando yo viva dentro de usted,
you're going to have an internal
usted
translator
va a tener una traducción interna.
who's going to translate to you the things of the Spirit.
Que te va a decir las cosas que yo te quiero decir en el espíritu.
That's why he said, after they saw Jesus resurrected
Por eso es que cuando él vieron a Jesús resucitado,
and ascending up to
lo
heaven,
vieron en el cielo,
they're standing there going,
se pararon y estaban.
and the angels go, hey, why stand you there gazing?
Y los ángeles, no, you do it. Los ángeles le dijeron, ¿qué haces tú ahí parado mirando al cielo?
Watch this. He said, this same Jesus that you see going away is going to return. Don't worry about what's happening with Jesus. You need to get back to Jerusalem. There's power waiting on you. Stand with me today.
Póngase de pie conmigo.
Hey, guess what, Virginia Beach?
Entienda, Virginia Beach.
The next step in something you need to know
Próxima cosa que usted tiene que entender.
There's angels in this building today.
Hay ángeles en este grupo aquí.
Speaking to a church right now saying,
Hablándoles.
stop just looking in the air.
Diciendo, paren de estar mirando al cielo.
Stop just staring in the sky.
Paren de mirar al cielo.
Don't worry about what my plan is. Don't worry about what's getting ready to happen with prophecy.
Olvídese de la profecía. Olvídese de lo que va a pasar en el cielo.
I've got the world in the palm of my
Yo
hand.
tengo el mundo en mis manos.
But what I really need is some people
Lo que yo necesito es gente
that's ready to do
que
something.
sea lista para hacer algo.
Ready to demonstrate.
Lista para demostrar.
Ready to operate in the Spirit.
Lista para operar en el Espíritu.
Paul said the weapons of our warfare are not carnal,
Pablo dijo que las peleas o las herramientas para pelear no son carnales,
but they're mighty through God
pero son grandes por Dios,
to the pulling down of strongholds.
porque pueden arrancarlos de tus manos.
Wonder if we could have some folks in this building today that would commit to be doers.
Me gustaría saber si hay alguien en este edificio hoy que puede ser gente que sea positiva.
I wonder if there's somebody that would join across this front and down these side aisles. We'll turn all this into an
Me
altar.
gustaría saber si alguien puede bajar aquí al altar conmigo.
Now watch this. I want you to get this today.
Quiero que usted entienda algo esta mañana.
The angel said, Jesus has told you everything you need to know.
El ángel les dijo, usted ya sabe todo lo que yo le tengo que decir.
Here they are still standing there. Let's see if I can do it without knocking the water over.
Y aquí están todavía diciéndole por qué están ahí.
You're standing there waiting for Jesus to say something else.
Y usted está parado ahí esperando porque Jesús le diga algo más.
You're waiting to see something
Y
else.
usted está esperando para ver otra cosa.
He said the next thing that's going to happen is going to be something that happens to you.
Lo próximo que pase es algo que le va a pasar a ti.
That's going to transform you
Que te va a transformar
to do what you've been seeing Jesus do.
para que veas lo que el Señor puede hacer contigo.
They had to make the leap.
Ellos tuvieron que brincar, hacer un brinco.
That Jesus was handing the baton off to them.
Cuando Jesús le estaba bajando la asta.
For 3.5 years, Jesus was the one that was doing all the stuff.
Por 3 años y medio era Jesús quien lo estaba haciendo todo.
I mean, I know they touched it and they handled it, but it was Jesus.
Yo sé que ellos estaban ahí con Jesús y eso, pero era Jesús quien lo estaba haciendo.
They spent the last 3.5 years really basically watching and listening.
Los últimos 3 años y medio todo lo que los apóstoles hicieron fue velar y orar.
And good churches know how to watch and listen.
Y buenas iglesias hacen eso mismo, velan y oran.
But great churches know what to do.
Pero las iglesias grandes saben lo que hacer.
It's time to stop watching and listening
Es tiempo de parar, de mirar y de escuchar.
and start doing.
Estar haciendo, es hora de hacer.
There's somebody in this building today, if you need the baptism of the Holy Ghost,
Si usted necesita el bautismo del Espíritu Santo,
which is Jesus Christ coming to take up residence inside you.
que es Jesús mismo en su espíritu dentro de usted,
Just like in the book of Acts.
así como en el libro de los Hechos.
And when it happened, they spoke with tongues, languages that they never learned.
Y cuando pasó, ellos hablaron en otras lenguas que no sabían.
It happens today in 2015.
Puede pasar en el 2015.
So if you're here today and you say, you know what, that's never happened to me, it can happen to you today.
Venga aquí y usted dice, eso nunca me ha pasado. Voy a decir que eso le puede pasar a usted también.
If you need a miracle in this building today, I'm going to tell you something, there's a miracle God here.
Voy a decir algo, si usted necesita un milagro, hay un milagro esta mañana aquí.
He's not just a God that came to tell us a bunch of cool stuff this
Él
weekend.
no es un Dios que vino y me dio cosas bonitas este fin de semana.
He wants to demonstrate in our midst.
Él te quiere enseñar.
People see Him through our demonstration.
Dios provee, la gente lo ve para la demostración de su espíritu.
Jesus told the disciples, he said, herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit.
Dios le dijo a los discípulos, para que tú me veas, tienes que glorificarte en mí.
Why